A social media influencer contract is an agreement between a company and an influencer, a person whose following on social media enables them to influence the buying habits of substantial numbers of people. Influencer agreements are increasingly important for companies looking to expand market share. With the personal connection that some people feel to those they follow on social media, an endorsement from an influencer resembles the word-of-mouth recommendation that firms have long coveted and that advertisers have long sought to replicate. Because the very idea of a social media influencer is still pretty new, it's especially important to use a contract so that both parties know what they're getting into. So let's dig into these things a little bit. But before that, we're eForms, the biggest database of nearly every kind of document that you can imagine. Make sure that you watch to the end of this video, where we'll give you a link to a social media influencer contract for you to create and customize online. First, what laws impact social media influencer agreements? After a few years of little regulation, government bodies are now starting to pay more attention to social media influencers. The Federal Trade Commission, known as the FTC, has long prohibited deceptive advertising on television, and it's now treating endorsements on social media the same way. One key thing to understand is that these laws apply regardless of whether a contract exists. The FTC regulations cover financial, employment, personal, or family relationships with a brand. In other words, even if an influencer is not expecting any tangible compensation, the laws still apply. The key provision is that influencers must disclose that they are working on behalf of a brand every time that they make an endorsement. The disclosure should be easy for a viewer to see. Advocating for a product is constructed broadly and can include something as simple as a hashtag. Finally, rules that require endorsements must be honest. If an influencer does not like a product, it is illegal to say that she does. It is the responsibility of the influencer to meet all of these requirements, but it is still a good idea to include them in an influencer agreement, both to remind the influencer and to protect the brand. What else should an influencer agreement contain? Along with basic identifying information about the company and the influencer, the agreement should make clear what work is expected. This can include post frequency and platform selection. Terms of payment should also be a part of any agreement. The three most common payment arrangements for influencer agreements are: product exchange, in which the influencer does not get money but gets to keep the product or enjoy the service or experience the company provides without paying; flat fee, in which the influencer is paid money, typically on a per post basis; linked compensation agreements. Under this payment method, the influencer gets paid depending on how much engagement or additional sales his or her posts produce. Contracts with linked compensation agreements should spell out what metrics will be relied on. Influencer agreements should also clarify whether the influencer is permitted to endorse the products of competitors. Most firms would like to avoid this and may try to incorporate it into a contract, but this should be done carefully. Limiting an influencer's behavior in this way may only be permissible for employees, not contractors. It can also make it seem like an influencer's recommendation is less genuine if the person isn't free to endorse a competitor. Make sure to click the link for our fillable social media influencer agreement and go to eForms.com and search for social media influencer contract to find our guide to screening those with fake followers. Stay connected with us and hit subscribe for more weekly videos.